This week's episode is brought to you by Godfrey Daniels Guitar Works. Head on over to hubbubpedal.com to check out the Hubbub pedal. Thanks, Godfrey.
Hey, what's up? I have something very special to show you today. It's pretty cool.
What's up, fam? It is Davey, and today on Jerry Rig, we have something very special from, I don't know if you can see that. This is from Godfrey Daniels Guitar Works. He makes the Hubbub pedal. So let's crack this bad bitch open, shall we? Okay, so you want to have your trusty, it's locked. I was going to have your trusty knife. So we're going to get along, little doggy. Get this guy open. Always cut towards you with a knife, you know? Always make sure your knife is really sharp and always cut towards yourself in a herky-jerky motion. Always never wear eye protection. Never wear gloves. You're not a pussy. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. All right. Hey. Hey. So not only do we have the paperwork, focusing on that. Got our little invoice from Godfrey. We also have, oh, that's great. We also have directions on how to run it, on how to run her. Packing peanuts. Oh, just gonna let you guys see what's going on in there. So we have the baby. We have our Hubbub. So. All right, still in its little bubble wrap. Hubbub number 257. Number 257. I like that number. By Godfrey himself. Thank you so much, Godfrey. This is going to be so good. All for the love of the dead. You know what I'm saying? We should also thank Jerry. Thanks, Jerry. So, this is our beautiful Hubbub. Beautiful. Gorgeous. So that's your stereo cable in, that's your mono cable in, and then you have to amp. You also have your effects loop, send and return. So what this does is it allows you to use your onboard effects loop, and it pastes your effects over your regular tone, so you don't lose anything. You don't lose any sort of edge to your effect. You don't lose any amount of the effect as you lower and raise your volume, so the intensity of the effect stays the same. And he has also sent me along the beautiful dual TRS TS cable. So you've got so this is your mono and your stereo cable. Red is stereo, black is mono, and you plug it up in to your Hubbub. So let's get this baby on my pedal board and try it out with my brand new Phred Wolf. How about it? Let's go. All right, guys, it is a couple months later, and I finally have my Wolf back, and everything is good and ready to go. I've played some gigs with this already, and I love it to death. So looking down here, we have it on my pedal board. And you see how everything is run, right? So how this breaks down is you've got the Hubbub send, right? So you've got your OBEL going in. So red means OBEL, black means guitar. So this is just regular guitar cable, stereo cable, and you've got to amp. So I'm running a 1/4 inch out through under to my amp, right? And then the send is going straight down here to the Joyo tuner pedal, and then we're running to my volume pedal, which runs into my wah, which runs into my mini Spark, which runs into my BBE, which runs into my DS1, which then comes back over here, runs into my octave pedal, my pure octave by Moore, and then that goes into my dripping delay, which then runs into the micro Qtron, which then goes to my looper, back into the return, and then out to amp. So you see how just nice and just everything just runs right as it should, right in this little area. It's amazing. Now what we'll do is we'll go through and I'll show you the just kind of how this thing works. Okay, now we're gonna run through my my effects pedals real quick. Okay, so if you have it switched over to the regular hand, you're just running it like if you've got a guitar that has an OBEL and a guitar that doesn't have an OBEL, what you can do is if you're just running your regular guitar, you have it switched over to the regular hand. Now, since we have a guitar with an OBEL on it, we're gonna switch it on over to the Jerry hand, and we're gonna have our guitar on our OBEL, right? Because that's basically what I'm trying to show you here. All right, so you can see, we have our regular tone, so regular tone. And now let's start with the wah pedal. So okay. All right, and now we're going to move over to the spark. So this is just a clean boost that I like to use sometimes if I'm needing just like a nice clean Jerry boost, and I don't really want it to break up too much. See how that tone is still preserved. And now we're going to move on over to the BBE Green Screamer. Still, that tone is preserved, right? But you've just got that pasted on top of it, so it then colors it a little bit. It's not actually coloring the tone itself, but it's the only way I can explain it is that it's now being put on top of it and run with it. That's really the best way that I know how to explain it, which is probably wrong. But then now, and I use the BBE Green Screamer for more like 70s kind of dead overdrive stuff, like anything from like, I use it all the time, honestly. I use it for almost every solo. But when we're doing like other, like more 80s kind of stuff, later 70s stuff, stuff that kind of needs a little bit more balls to it, I'd use the DS1. So this is what the DS1, so we'll do that's without, and then now. Right? And now we're going to move up to our octave pedal. And this, I really love the way that the octave pedal sounds through this thing. So here we go. So it'll be like Isn't that awesome? I really enjoy that. And now we'll move on to my Gakko dripping delay pedal. So now I love using my delay when I'm doing leads and stuff like that because that's where it makes the most sense to me. And then now we'll move on to this baby. And all this stuff really shines when it comes to the Qtron. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to, because these Qtrons, especially these micro Qtrons, they come with a boost in them. Like they already come with like some gain pumping them out. And so I had a volume mod done to it, but now that I have this guitar with the onboard effects loop and the hubbub running together, it's extremely controllable and I can bring the volume back without losing any intensity of any of these effects, since now we're running through an onboard effects loop again, because it's being pasted, it's not being run through, so you don't lose anything. You don't lose any intensity of your effect. So let's start here. So And then we'll start to roll the volume back. Isn't that nice? All right. And that's everything that I have run through it except for the Ditto looper. But again, it's just a looper and it comes through pretty clean. So let's move on to my final thoughts. All right, guys. So what are my final thoughts on the Godfrey Daniels Hubbub pedal? I think if you have a guitar with an onboard effects loop, that this thing is invaluable. It is indispensable. It needs to be part of your arsenal. And with these things only being around $100, it's totally worth it to have this loop system that is hand wired by somebody who cares. Now, like, I look at stuff through the lens of getting a dead sound, getting a Jerry sound. So for guitars that don't have an onboard effects loop, or you're not trying to do the Jerry or Trey thing or jam band thing, if you're not really trying to do that, I mean, I can't really suggest it. But if you do want that that ability to have your effects run on top, like basically running an effects loop without having to have 18,000 cables running in and out of your amp, this is probably your best alternative. And it's not the most difficult thing to get an onboard effects loop put in your guitar if and you want one, because I don't know why more people haven't done it, but you need to do that. The Godfrey Daniels Hubbub pedal for you Jerry heads out there, it's you gots to. He also has a Stage Pro version that basically just has a foot switch that can take it on and off. But I mean, this makes no difference to me because I always run it with the OBEL on. So for me, it's perfect. So yes, it passes the jerry rig test, and yes, it stays on my pedal board forever now until I can afford to get one of the Stage Pros. Then I'm going to do that. But as far as like the real estate it takes up, it doesn't take up much real estate at all. You see how it just kind of fits nicely off to the side here, and I've got everything else run into it. I'm pleased as punch with the way that my Jerry setup has gone. Like I've got almost everything now. That's been jerry rigged this week, guys. So go get a Hubbub. Get one. Get a guitar with an onboard effects loop, and then run your Hubbub. Okay, that's like, get one. They're totally worth it. Handmade, hand wired. Godfrey, you're the best, buddy. Thanks for sending this out to me to review and to use, because I use it literally every day. So you guys are the best. Check out all of our stuff. Please subscribe. Please, let me know if there's any other kind of dead gear you want me to review, and if so, I'll try to reach out to them and have them send something over. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you guys have a Hubbub pedal? What do you think of it? Do you have the Stage Pro? Let me know what you think of that. Okay, so has been me, and you are you, and I'll see you in the next one.